Hey everybody, Frankie Love coming back at you with your Friday Night Smackdown talk for this week, October 16th. Now, I'm going to let you know something straight off the bat. I don't want anybody looking into this because there's nothing to it, alright? Jim Ross is not going to be announcing at SmackDown this week. Why? Because he asked for time off due to a family obligation. What is that family obligation? Well, I can tell you that this week is his wedding anniversary. Now, whether or not that is that family obligation he asked for the time off for, nah, that could be it. It might not be. But anyway, let's get on to SmackDown. Tonight on SmackDown, the Dirt Sheet with John Morrison is going to return. Oh, joy. Gotta have that. Now, the Dirt Sheet, gotta remember, used to have Miz, so this is going to be interesting. Anyway, Taylor Long comes out to start the show and introduces the captain of Team SmackDown, Chris Jericho, who wanted... well, basically, he comes to the ring. He cuts a promo on John Cena. Jericho says that it's his responsibility to put a team together that will do everything he says, and that his team will defeat the delinquents DX, at the pay-per-view. And of course, there's a big DX chant and a "you suck" chant. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, Jericho talks about how DX pushes their merchandise and points out all their merchandise, basically how they shill all their stuff, He has the DX book in his hand and says, "You know what I think of DX?" And he rips up the book. And Kane comes out to confront Jericho. Okay, Kane comes out and says, "Your team? We need to talk." Anyway, he says it. He's the new co-captain of the SmackDown team. And Jericho says, "Of course you are. I was thinking the same thing," and tries to put Kane over. Kane says that as far as he's concerned, the DX book and DX can go up in flames. Okay, whatever. Then we have Finlay versus Mike Knox versus Dolph Ziggler for a spot on the SmackDown team with bragging rights. Okay, and surprise, surprise, Ziggler got a pop. Why? Probably because what he did to Maria last week. Anyway, Ziggler wins, and of course, so Ziggler's in. Then in a tag team qualifying match, which I'm really getting sick of this matchup that they keep doing, and I'm sick of this team going over all the time. Not all the time, but enough. Crime Time is now on the team because they defeated the Hart Dynasty, which is really making me sick. Hart Dynasty should be going over Crime Time, and I'm not. Never mind. Let's move on. Chris Jericho and Michelle McCool, and I talk about SmackDown and pay-per-view matches and whatnot. Sorry, I'm a little tired. It's only 3:30 in the morning. Anyway, blah blah blah. Michelle McCool says she can beat anyone at the time. Geez, so who comes in? Yeah, that's right, SmackDown's newest diva. Why is she SmackDown's newest diva? Well, believe it or not, because her work's been sloppy lately and she put on a few pounds. That's why they took the title off her. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, Mickie James comes walking and says she has a better chance of beating a Raw diva. And Michelle McCool goes to leave and bumps into Beth Phoenix, who tells her she ain't going to be holding on to that title for long. Then we have CM Punk walking into Vince McMahon, and he says that the Fatal 4-Way of the pay-per-view, it's unfair. Vince agreed and said that he really liked the idea. He said Punk had last week, so he's making it a match for next week. So next week on SmackDown, it's going to be CM Punk versus The Undertaker in a submission match with Scott Armstrong as the referee and Teddy Long at ringside. Where could they be going? Anyway, Tony Schimmel announces Vicky Guerrero. She comes out, gets a ton of heat. You can barely hear her, and she introduces Eric Escobar. As soon as she said his name, of course, people start booing. Why? Because it's Vicky Guerrero, and he's against Matt Hardy. And surprise, surprise, Eric Escobar defeats Matt Hardy. But now, I don't know if this is qualifying match. They're not really specific about it. Anyway, so Eric Escobar defeats Matt Hardy. They do a plug for the Jeff the Batista DVD coming out on Tuesday. Anyway, then of course Miz and Morrison are on the dirt sheet, and they have this, they go back and forth, have a good stare down, because if you don't know, they're wrestling each other at the pay-per-view. That's right, it's the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion at the pay-per-view, folks. Anyway, then they do an R-Truth Drew McIntyre promo, followed by R-Truth walking backstage, and McIntyre defeats R-Truth by countout. So, McIntyre's on the SmackDown team. And yes, you know what? The Eric Escobar Matt Hardy thing, yeah. That was a qualifying match. So, Eric Escobar is on the SmackDown team. God, SmackDown team is friggin' horrible. Anyway, we go backstage. We do a whole thing with Rey Mysterio and Batista, because believe it or not, that's your main event. So then anyway, The Undertaker, they do a whole little bit with him on the Titantron. I'm not even going to get into what he says, just watch the damn show. And then finally, believe it or not, in the main event, Rey Mysterio pins Batista. Yep. Now, of course, Batista leaves. Rey celebrating. Punk comes out, beats him up. Batista comes back to make the save. And then that's it. And, they end the show. That's it. SmackDown for this week, October 16th. I'm Frankie Love. I'm out. Peace.